All right. Hello, welcome in to the Foundations of Anusara, which I'm calling a level 1 foundations class. So set a good foundation. You want to just refine your seat. Let your inner thighs, your femur bones move back and wide, and your tailbone move down just enough that you can feel a little bit of tone right in the base of your lower abdominals where they meet your pubic bone. We'll take a hand gesture where you're going to let your left forefingers hold the right forefingers, and then the thumb tips connect together, and you'll let that rest right at the base. And this gesture is one that will help open up some space in your being, in your body. And we're doing a flow style class based on breath and movement. So we're going to just honor whatever's going on in your inner landscape and your external landscape. You might hear sounds in your home or outside the home. Open your ears and hear. Whatever you do, call in with the ears. Think of it like you're pulling the sound into the knowing that you know that you can hear, that you can receive vibration. And start to add the sound of your own Ujjayi pranayama. Make it soft Ujjayi so you can hear it come in through your nose, and you gently close off the back of your throat just a little bit. And when you exhale, it'll sound like you're fogging a mirror. So we'll open the mouth a little bit and let that ha sound out. And then when you inhale, try to make that same sound come in through your nose. And a couple more times, we'll open the mouth to let out your ha, the exhale like you're fogging a mirror. For each of us, our ability to lengthen the inhale or the exhale is greater. So just notice if inhaling is easier or if exhaling is easier for you. And we're going to endeavor to find equanimous breath. So honor the part that's a little less available, the part of the breath that's a little less available, and let it be your guide, and you'll count it like a metronome in your own mind. So for me, the exhale is a little more challenging. So I'm going to see the length of the exhale. And if it's your inhale, you'll do the same. And you'll just kind of take a nice, easy, not contrived or forced length of breath. Just see where your count is. Is it 4 counts? Is it 5? Is it 2? And then the big invitation is to shorten the other phase of the breath so that it matches. We start to regulate and It might be a little mentally exhausting at first, but just see if you can. Loosen up your grip on the breath and let the breath start to be the lead wisdom in your being and your body. Now we'll come back to natural breath and call your hands up to the center of your heart in Anjali Mudra. We'll set an intention for our practice today based on finding balance. How do we open to the parts of ourselves that might feel a little more contained, constrained, restricted, and let that aspect of being have a wise place at the banquet table of our life? How do we let that part of ourselves find the voice or the action to call those parts of ourselves that like to run more free and more wild a little back more towards the midline? And we'll take the sound of Om 3 beautiful times, and we'll see if we can build the Om slowly. So the first Om will be a little softer, a little shorter than the second or the third. So we're going to start to just start with that less available, a little more contained sense of self and let it grow. So honor your breath in, honor your breath out. Inhale. To our capacity to build sensitivity and find balance, we bow. And we'll come to standing in Tadasana at the head of your sticky mat. Set your foundation, feel your feet, open your palms so they face the same direction as your heart. And we'll take a 4-count inhale to lift the arms out and up, and a 4-count exhale to bring the arms down. The invitation of the breath is you want to let the breath be the lead, maybe a split second before the action. So your exhale will start and then the hands will follow. The inhale will start and then the hands will follow. And this time, as we exhale, we'll take that 4 counts to a forward fold. Settle into Uttanasana and take a series of 4-count inhale, 4-count exhale. And you can rock around a little bit and just find as much ease in the posture as you can. If you need blocks, if your hamstrings are tight, you can use your blocks. And just see with every exhale, can you release and let go a little bit? And with every inhale, can you remember that you're also strong and empowered, especially through the legs?
and the upper back. Now, like a wave, we'll pull the breath when you're ready. The inhale will pull the belly and the heart and the gaze forward. And that 4-count exhale will let you recede back in. Inhale, lengthen, lift halfway up and out. And exhale all the way back down and in. And we'll do 3 more waves. Your 4-count breath. And starting to recognize that in between the inhale and the exhale, there's a slight pause. And we'll do 1 more. And this time, as you exhale, that full 4-count stretches right leg back. Lunge. And now we'll switch the bend of your back knee. And as you bend the back knee, pull the front leg to straight. And now 4-count exhale, alternate. Bend the front knee, straighten the back leg. And pull yourself. Inhale, 4. And exhale, 4. And we'll do 3 more rounds like this. And last one. Set your foundation for downward dog hands. Step the front foot back, and as you settle into downward dog, give yourself time to feel the parts that hold you, hands and feet, arms and legs. And then we'll start to breathe. When you hear a yoga teacher say 3 breaths, I think it's safe to assume they mean a full inhale and a full exhale. And when you're ready, 4-count inhale to plank. 4-count exhale down to the belly. 4-count inhale for cobra. And 4 counts to dog. Four-count inhale, right leg lifts. Take the full 4 counts of your exhale to step forward and make sure that the breath ends after the foot places. And now we'll ride those waves of inhales and exhales 5 times, 5 breaths, alternating the leg bend and straightening. And this is a pretty slow flow. So 4 counts is the number of the earth. And the earth is full of stability and dependability. Steadiness and patience. And the next time you land in your lunge, pause there, and we'll use a 4-count inhale to lengthen and brighten your lunge. And your 4-count exhale to step forward, forward fold. 4-count inhale to rise, all the way up. And your 4-count exhale, hands to heart. And in a flow class, you're really going to pay attention. Where are you in your breath? And if you hear inhale, but you're still exhaling, you're now multitasking in some way. You've heard an instruction, but you're in your own being and your own experience. So we'll try. Inhale, reach up. And 4 counts to forward fold. Inhale, side bodies long. 4 counts to downward dog. Inhale, 4 counts, left leg high. And exhale, 4 counts, step forward. Lengthen and brighten the inhale. And the 4 counts to exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, hands to heart. So there are times I'm aware of when yogis will hold their breath in order to make a movement, and it could work for you. I will invite you to pay attention to when those moments are and see if you can start the inhale or start the exhale and let the movement follow. So as you exhale, release your hands. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, dog. As you inhale, plank. And the exhale all the way, chaturanga. And inhale, cobra. Begin the exhale and then find downward dog. Now you can recover the breath here if you lost count or felt like you were a little off. You can take a few breaths to get centered again. With inhale, lift right leg. And here's a place where a lot of yogis hold the breath. Initiate, exhale, and then step. Finish the step before you finish your exhale. Now you're ready to pull in with inhale and reach up. And another inhale opens warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Hold your side angle, breathe in. 4 count, exhale, downward dog. Four count, inhale, plank. 4 count, exhale, chaturanga, heart forward. Inhale, cobra. And 4 count, exhale, dog. 4 count, inhale, left leg lifts. Initiate, exhale, and then step. Finish the step before the exhale finishes. Inhale, rise up. And settle. Inhale, warrior two. And settle. Good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. One more time. And hold your side angle. One big breath. And one long exhale, downward dog. Recover the breath if you felt it got choppy or distant. And walk it forward, exhale. However, really regulating your breath and the movement without holding, pinching, depriving the breath. That's an advanced practice. So when you're ready, the inhale lifts you up. And sink the exhale into prep for tree. And let the inhale create your tree. And find the place where exhale happens and midlines in the body are found. Foot, thigh, thigh, foot, hands. And here with the eyes softly placed, the breath audible, you can hear it. You can branch out, maybe lengthen the breath. Hear the breath. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the yoga practice is you may hear a pose cued, and then you can see it in your mind's eye, you can feel it in your breath, and then wait to make it happen when you're more in the balance. So our next pose is flying warrior, and you can use your breath either way, any way you'd like. So I'll instruct it with exhale to midline and an inhale to reach. And then if you can breathe, you can stay. Next pose is crescent. See the inhale and see the movement. Inhale reaches back. And we reach up. Beautiful. Inhale, warrior two. Settle. Inhale, straighten the front right leg. And the exhale reaches through all parts evenly. Now we'll refine triangle pose, active feet, thighs back, lengthen the tailbone. With your next inhale, really push through the legs and lengthen through the spine and the arms. Hear the breath and prepare your mental transition to half moon. So an exhale, we'll pull the hand in and bend the front knee a little bit. And then as you're ready, the inhale lifts you up. Now, if we can breathe, we can stay. So honor your half moon. Your next inhale turns you around your spine for standing splits, squaring the hips, turning all 10 left toes down. And as the belly tones to the lower back, push through that bottom leg, scissor the inner thighs. And holding that midline where balance lives in truth, your inhale will float you up, flying warrior. Yeah. And the exhale sets you down. And with a grateful inhale, we're like, oh, both feet. So easy. Exhale, hands to heart. Recover the rhythm of the breath here. It's our last vinyasa of the practice. So enjoy at your pace. Reach out, rise up. Take it as you want. Vinyasas, where you go to the down dog and into the plank and the cobra pose. So let your breath guide you. And it's by connecting breath and movement that we remember we're part of something bigger. It's not just our individual effort in life. And also that sometimes when life isn't really that smooth or that graceful, we can step in and harmonize our rhythm to what life is offering. So take a 4 count, inhale to the knees. And that 4 count exhale to child's pose. And come forward with inhale, all fours. Stagger the knees so the right knee goes a little bit forward, maybe an inch or two. And now we'll really slow things down and try to get your hips squarely back. So you're going to want to drop to your left hip faster. See if you can keep pulling the left hip back. And you'll get a nice stretch through that left lower back and hip. Smooth out your breath. Inhale. As you're ready, all fours. Switch the stagger. So the left knee is a little bit 2 inches forward. And really, when you bow your head in and you find your exhale, we take a humble bow in our time. So it might take many cycles of breath to get your hips squarely all the way back as far as your body says yes. Inhale forward, all fours. Square up your legs. Extend the right leg out to the right. Turn the heel down and the toes up. And with inhale, fill in your back body. With exhale, reach back and pay attention to your upper inner thighs. They're the one that's in charge of how far back the pose goes. When your inhale comes in, let it move you forward. The exhale switches sides. The inhale lifts and brightens. And the exhale reaches. And now we'll hold and breathe. Hold the pose. Move your breath. And when your inhale arrives, let it move you forward, all fours. And we'll have a seat. You were sitting on a blanket to start. You'll find it now. All right, so we did the same pose in the child's pose variation, and that's the Janu Shirshasana. We'll pull the right leg in to the shoelace side and extend the left leg out. Try to keep the back of the knee safe by pulling down through the heel. And then we'll extend from the sit bone through the heel to the toes. Reach out with your left fingertips and see where your hand wants to naturally fall. And if you can lean it from the hip crease and reach down and find your toe tips. Turn the right arm out, palm forward, and line up your head with the whole spine. Your throat pulls back. Anchor down through the hips. Inhale, right arm up. Turn your gaze towards your left toes. Now reach down through your hips and stretch up higher like you were reaching something at the top shelf with your lifted right arm. Now expand the breath, 4 counts wide through the lower belly and the lower back. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, other way. 4 count inhale to rise up. Let the left arm lift you. And exhale, bring it down. Catch the knee. Fold it in. Extend right leg. Pick up your hips, set them down. Get really cozy in there. Reach that right arm out. Support the back of the knee. And see if you're moving from the hip crease. Can you reach to your toes? Anchor down through all the parts that touch the earth. So count 4 is the number for the earth. It's stable, it's rooted, it's consistent. That 4 count inhale, lifts the left arm. And then an exhale, you can reach even more deeply through the hips. Now find the plumb line of your spine, your throat, your crown, and let the arms start to participate in breath. And even as you hold the pose, that bottom leg is super active. Press the heel down, drag it back. And from the sit bone, extend through the backside of your leg and through the sole of your foot. Reach, reach, reach through that left arm, down, down, down through the left hip. And an inhale will lift. And exhale, other way. And now just ride the wave of breaths. Try to stay consistent. The seated poses, you could go longer. Maybe it's a 5-count inhale, 5-count exhale, or maybe it's 6. Maybe it's 7 or 8. Some of us can go to 15 or even 30. Just how much can you play and practice with the breath? Whatever the length, just honor the inhale and let it rise you. Up, up, up. Couch that knee, pull it in. We're going to practice a form of pranayama called Viloma. It means against the grain. And it's going to become a staple pranayama for the next several weeks. So we'll play with it, we'll build it. And it's a 3-part breath. I like to teach it with a building hand gesture. So where we started with the hands down, and just find a smooth breath. An equanimous breath. And then we split the inhale into 4 or 3 parts with one long exhale. So some of you will be able to stay with the 4 counts. As we'll go from pubic bone to navel, 4 counts, navel to base of sternum, 4 counts, base of sternum to the base of the throat, 4 counts, and then one long 12-count exhale. Some of you need to drop it down to 2, 2, 2, and 6. So wherever you are, you can try it at 4, and if it blows you up, because the tendency is to take too much inhale at the first third of the breath. And so it's an inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, one long exhale. And here we go. So find your phase. 4 in, pause, 4 in, pause, 4 in, pause, and 12, all the way out. And 4 in, pause, 4 in, pause, 4 in, pause, and 12 out. And one more round. If you need to bump it down to 2, it's the same 3-part breath. You're just learning how to really use your capacity. And so if you did 2 on the inhales, it's a 6-count exhale. If you did 4, it's a 12. And now rest your breath, breathe normally. And as you sit tall, can you drop into a moment that allows you to make big, bold mistakes in life, really blatant, bold, big mistakes in life? And come back and find your center, because your breath is never not present. And hands to heart. What are you most grateful for in this moment? Feel into it. Breathe into it. And we honor the balance of life with just the ability to be present with life and the ability to find ourself opening up to the experience as it pours through us, and then ever so gently channel and direct the flow just enough that we're in the flow, we're not forcing the flow, we're not contracting with the flow, but we're super grateful that there is flow. And we'll take a final Om. Let that be an offering to the practice you made offering through and for and with. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Inhale. Namaste. Thank you. So much love for you. May your day be smooth and graceful. And may your heart be able to carry the beauty that your practice opened you to. Thank you.